I'm Darren Alf from BicycleTouringPro.com, and this is my review of the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV Ultralight one-man tent. Alright, so here it is, the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV Ultralight one-man tent. It's quite a mouthful, but this is an awesome backpacking, bicycle touring, bike packing, outdoor adventure sort of tent. And I've been using this particular tent, the Stealth Green model, for about 6 months now. Before that, I had a bright orange Big Agnes Copper Spur one-man tent. It wasn't the HV model, it was the previous iteration of this tent. So they've made some minor differences in this new model. The differences are not extreme. There's more headspace in this one. The vestibule on the side where you can store your backpack or panniers or other outdoor gear is a little bit bigger. The zipper has changed, the main zipper on the inside, which I think is a positive as well. But overall, it's very much the same tent that it was previously. So let me give you some details on this particular tent, the Copper Spur HV Ultralight. The floor space inside the tent is a full 20 square feet, so it's pretty sizable. Outside of the tent, there's a 9 square foot vestibule, which is where you store your gear and you can put your shoes and that sort of thing outside the tent, but still under the rainfly. The fabric is nylon. It's a freestanding tent, so you can set this up without stakes. So if you're camping on a plank of wood or a plank of concrete or something like that, you can set up the tent there. I have it set up right now with all of its stakes kind of put in on the rainfly, but you don't have to necessarily set it up that way. You can also set up the tent without the rainfly on it at all, which is really nice in warmer weather. The overall pack size of this tent, which is the thing that I really pay attention to when I'm shopping for a tent, because I'm traveling on a bicycle and I want my things to be as light as possible. So this tent weighs about 2 pounds 8 ounces, which is really, really good to be under that 3 pound limit that a lot of tents are not. So 2 pounds 8 ounces is the pack weight, and that varies a little bit depending on how many tent stakes you're carrying with you, what size tarp you're using underneath the tent. Like I'm using just some painter's tarp under the tent to protect it, which is very lightweight. So the pack weight will vary depending on how you've packed it, but overall about 2 pounds 8 ounces. The pack size, which is another thing to pay attention to, especially when you're backpacking or bicycle touring, is 16.5 inches long by about 4 inches wide, like in diameter. So it's a very, very small packed tent, which is fantastic, especially if you're the sort of person that likes to pack your tent inside of your backpack or inside of one of your panniers or inside one of your frame bags on your bicycle. This is like one of the smallest tents that you can possibly get. Finally, this tent is 38 inches tall, and that's very important because you can sit up comfortably, very comfortably inside this tent and not have any issues. I am 6 feet 1 inches tall, maybe almost 6'2", and I can sit up inside this tent very, very comfortably. One of the neat things that they did with this new HV model of the Copper Spur is that they made the head of the tent just a little bit bigger and the foot of the tent just a little bit smaller. And I approve of this change because it makes the inside of the tent feel a whole lot bigger. Now, as small and as lightweight as this tent is when it's packed up, once you have the tent set up for camping, it feels very large inside. And in fact, that's one of the things that I like most about this tent is it's very small and yet it feels very big. Inside the tent here, however, you will note that there are a number of added features which I really enjoy. There's a bunch of pockets up here so you can put trash or food or personal items. You can put your cell phone up here. There's even a hole over here where you can run some headphones down so you can lay in bed and listen to podcasts or music at night. There's another side pocket right here that you can put stuff in. There are several loops of material here up on the roof. There's another one here and 2 more down at the foot of the tent so that you can hang laundry, you can hang lights, or anything else that you want up at the top of the tent. So it's these little features that make the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV Ultralight one-man tent feel not like a small cramped backpacking tent like you might expect, but actually makes you feel very much at home out on the road. So the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV Ultralight one-man tent is an amazing outdoor adventure backpacking, bicycle touring, bike packing sort of tent that I can't recommend enough. The one major downside to this particular tent is the fact that it costs quite a bit. This tent right now, if you were to buy it at retail, costs about $380 US, so close to $400. That being said, this is one of the smallest, lightest one-man tents that you can currently find on the market, and it's probably one of the best tents that I have ever used in 18 years of bicycle touring and outdoor adventuring all around the world. If you want to learn more about the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV Ultralight one-man tent, be sure to visit my website at bicycletouringpro.com. Just search there for Big Agnes Tent. I'm Darren Alf from bicycletouringpro.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you out on the road sometime soon.